Yeah, it's definitely tough. We have such high expectations. The whole team does, the coaching staff, and there's a lot of hours put into the week, and everybody's working hard. And when you don't get the outcome you want, it's tough, and it's hard to stay positive. But I think this team has definitely been optimistic for sure, and it takes everybody. There might be someone saying something negative, and it's just picking people up. And I think the whole locker room and the coaching staff has done a good job with that. And it's just trying to move on to the next week, and eventually we'll get over this hump, and just trying to keep building on it.
How does it feel for you getting to start homecoming? Devontae Adams is coming.
Right.
It's a big stage. How do you feel about it?
It's nice to finally be back home. I don't know however many weeks it's been, but I'm definitely excited to start at a home game, and it's just trying to do my part to help my team win a game. So it's another week of preparation and doing more to help my team win a football game.
Tedford said it'd be easier for you to be playing at home as opposed to the last two road games. Do you agree with that, and why would it be easier to play here as opposed to Connecticut or Boise?
Maybe so. I mean, the crowd noise was definitely part of it wasn't a problem, but it was something that you have to deal with going into the week. Silent cadence, so on and so forth. So having the Red Wave support is going to be big for us, and getting loud on defense. I heard it's sold out. So just using that advantage on offense as well, getting ahead of the chains, not being behind with false starts or whatever it may be. So looking forward to being back home for sure.
I know you grew up a Bulldog fan in Tracy, but that's so close to San Jose. What was that rivalry like, and have you ever been to any of their games?
Yeah, I got recruited a little bit by San Jose, so I've been around there. I know some of their coaches. I have a couple friends that I grew up playing with or against that are on that team. So it's definitely a big week, kind of surreal playing against guys that I played youth football against and played football with. So it's definitely exciting. I know it's a big rivalry, and we got a big week ahead of us. So got to keep that trophy home.
What did you think when Jalen came in for that? Just turned out to be one play.
Right.
The 2-yard game.
It was part of the game plan. We talked about all week. We had certain plays that Jalen was going to go in for, and whether we use those plays or not, we were all ready for it. And we had that turnover and sudden change, and we got the call that Jalen was going in, and it was just go out there, do your job, and then everyone's got to stay ready. So that's part of it, and we knew that. I didn't really flinch, and I was ready for when I had to get back out there.
What's your relationship been like with him through this whole process these last couple of weeks?
Really good. Yeah, we talk often, and we go through our meetings. We go through our preparation, and nothing's really changed the whole time. It's still it's always a competition, and we're always trying to make our team better.
And Jake obviously seems to be moving around a little bit, better than he was.
Right.
You had mentioned after I think the UConn game that he was the first person to reach out to you. How has Jake been an influence on you being around the team? He obviously traveled to Boise for this one.
Yeah, no, Jake was a big help on the sideline. He was the first person that I was able to talk to. Tedford's busy. Some of his position coaches are busy talking to their guys after a drive, and I talked to Jake about what he saw, what I saw, and he gave me some words of inspiration or maybe some clues for the next drive, and then I hop on the phone with Kirby, and we kind of get it figured out. So Jake was a big help having him there this game, and then after the tough loss, he was once again one of the first people to talk to me and talk about how it's just got to stay optimistic. There's work to be done, and there's more games to be played, so we got to move on.
What's the biggest thing you're trying to improve on right now?
The turnovers. The turnovers are killing us. Trying to stay consistent, take care of the ball, and keep getting our athletes the ball. Let those guys make plays, win the game, and we just got to keep building on it and trying to take what we do in practice and just take it into the game.
How do you handle all the scrutiny from week to week? I know Fresno State has a very passionate fan base and they have opinions. How do you block those out?
I'm not a big social media guy. I don't go on there too much. It's more of a distraction. And for me, it's always been work, even since high school. I mean, the recruiting process, you could say, was a tough process for me. And I think the best way to cope with those emotions or frustrations is just get back to work and put your nose to the grindstone and watch some film, work out, and just do what you can to move on to next week and not worry about stuff you can't really control. So that's the main thing.
How have your conversations with Coach Tedford been the last couple of weeks? I mean, I'm sure you spent more time with him in the last 2 weeks than you probably had the previous year combined, right? So how have they gone? How is he, helping your confidence, building you up, and what pieces of advice does he give you for all this?
He's been there. He's just telling me to stay positive and do what I do at practice and keep leading these guys. I mean, you're going to have some good plays, you're going to have some bad plays, and you just got to build on everything and stay consistent. So it's just a consistency factor, taking care of the ball, and do what I can to help this team win.
Take one more question for Logan.
What's your comfortability right now in this offense? Like, how comfortable do you actually feel?
I feel really comfortable. I've never felt this confident as far as knowing the playbook, being out there. I feel like I have really good practices, and it's a little frustrating when you go into the game and making some mistakes, like turning the ball over. So it's just trying to limit that and like I said, carry practice into the game, and I have that confidence, and trying to get past those things and just keep moving forward.
Obviously, record-wise, things aren't going that well, but what gives you guys confidence that you can turn things around starting Saturday?
I think, just knowing that, we have the trust in each other, trust in the coaching staff, and that's really the main thing. It's everything that happens on Saturdays comes from behind, the lines, behind the locker rooms, what happens in the locker rooms, in the meeting rooms. And, I think everybody just buying into, just worrying about us and, our goal as a team. I think that's going to, bring a lot of confidence coming this Saturday.
Coach said last week the word that he used was disappointed after you guys lost to UConn. What, I guess, if there's a word or a short phrase that you could use this to describe how the team is feeling right now, where would you go with that?
I would say, disappointed, frustrated. I think, because, the games that we have lost, are, games that come down to the last, couple minutes of the game of the fourth quarter. We're battling all three quarters, and as you see, the third quarter with, 5 minutes left, it was 20-20 against Boise. Just not being able to punch it in at the right times. We have, there's certain times we have, turnovers, stuff like that. And I think you're just understanding that, the capability that we have as an offense, as a team, and, it's not coming out as an outcome for, the win column on Saturday. I think that's probably the most frustrating part for us as a team. But, everybody understands it. Nobody thinks that, the season is going down the drain. Everybody has a positive mindset. Everybody knows that, we still have 6-7 games left, potential Mountain West championship. So, everybody's bought into, what Coach Tedford tells us every Tuesday morning. And I think everybody's just very confident to get back to work on Saturday.
What do you think is missing in that fourth quarter, that stretch you're talking about, down the stretch where you guys are looking out for?
I think, just being able to buy in, the coming together all 4 quarters. We put a good 3 quarters of a game together every week, and it's just, that last couple of minutes of the game where, we're not doing what we need to do. And I feel like, being able to play all 4 quarters, that's football. When you come out, you have to play all 4 quarters, all 15 minutes. So I think that, going out this week, being able to challenge ourselves, to practice all 24 periods of practice, being able to go through it, with the same energy, same intensity as we start the practice.
You had a really good game against San Jose State last year. What do you remember about that?
I do remember it's Thanksgiving. My family was there. But, it was a good outcome for us. Obviously, we took the Valley Trophy home. I think that's one of the biggest parts. It's a tradition. Fresno State against San Jose State, it's a big rivalry. And since I remember it, being able to play them last year, I didn't get to play them my freshman year, but, being able to play them last year, that was definitely something for us. And, the goal is always to take that trophy back home.
Do you feel like this is Fresno State's biggest rival?
I would say it's one of them. I think just growing up and always hearing Boise State, Fresno State, always seeing those games. When they're going to the blue turf, hearing about the blue turf. With Coach Moore's brother, Kelly, being able to watch those games when I was younger. I think that's definitely probably one of the biggest rivalries.
Devontae Adams is coming back. I know you're a fan and friend. How excited are you for him to get this moment?
I'm very excited. Me and a couple of the receivers always talked about retiring his jersey and stuff like that. And it comes full circle. It's finally happening. And to be able to have him out here for our next home game, to be able to retire his jersey, get to have him come out here and see what Bulldog football is about again. It definitely means a lot to me and also my teammates.
Did you get to watch Devontae when he was here?
Yeah, I definitely did. My grandpa would take me to a couple of games, seeing him, Derek Carr, and Jalen Burst, and everybody playing. So, I remember those games.
So do you remember most about them?
I think, just being able to just seeing that environment and knowing that, I'm able to play in that environment now. I think that's probably the most memorable part.
I have one more question about your brother, Marquis Cropper on Sanger. You were able to visit him in his practice a couple weeks ago, I think it was last week. What was that like, just the players rushing over to you and getting your autograph and all that cool stuff?
I didn't sign no autographs, but, just being able to go there and talk to, the high school that I played at, talk to my brother, that's one of the main important things to me, just be able to inspire him, but, also inspire his teammates. Obviously a school that I played at, the coaches, they came out with the win against Edison this last week. So, I think that means a lot to me, being able to go there and inspire them.